Broadcasting live from the True Crime Today studios to the world. This is Murder in the Morning with Tony Bruschi and Stacey Cole.
From the Hit Killers Podcast, Murder in the Morning.
Well, things obviously have not ended well for Sarah Boone, the Suitcase murderer. She's 47 and is now, obviously, she's found guilty. Sentenced to life in prison for the second-degree murder of her boyfriend, Jorge Torres Jr., 42, who suffocated in a suitcase inside their Winter Park apartment. Boone was convicted after a trial that revealed chilling details about the fatal incident, which occurred in February of 20. Boone had claimed that she and Torres were playing a drunken game of hide and seek. And then he climbed in the suitcase. And then she zipped it up as part of a playful activity. And then she started taping and tormenting.
Like you do.
Like you do. And he's shouting, "I can't breathe, Sarah, I can't breathe." And she's just laughing and taunting. Now, her laughing and taunting, they seem to come from a place. It seemed to come from a place of emotional abuse and possibly physical abuse, which he had done to her. It seemed like a ping pong of abuse game going on here. One abuses the other, and it just keeps going back and forth. And then eventually, I think we got here. She screams, "For everything you've done to me," in one of the videos, justifying her actions with an eerie sense of detachment. You know, the fact that he's in a bag, breathing and begging for his life. Boone testified that when Torres managed to get his hand outside the suitcase, she became fearful that he might break free. She admitted to hitting his hand with a baseball bat to keep him inside. Despite Torres' desperate pleas, Boone left the apartment, believing he'd be able to escape. She went upstairs to sleep, leaving him trapped in the suitcase overnight. The following morning, she found him dead. She claimed she never intended to kill him, described him as an abusive partner. She alleged that he had previously beaten, raped, and terrorized her. Boone argued that her actions that night were a form of self-defense, stating that Torres had been violent towards her in the past. Prosecutors and investigators pointed to the stark contradiction between Boone's testimony and the evidence. Video footage captured Boone's lack of remorse as Torres begged for help, obviously undermining their claims of self-defense just by a bit. Victoria Torres, George's sister, addressed her in court, expressing the profound emotional toll the death of her brother has caused her family, saying, quote, "Sarah has caused a lifetime of pain, a lifetime of horrible images, a lifetime of hearing my brother George plead for his life," she said, visibly shaken. "Such a simple thing as using a suitcase is so triggering. I try not to close it all the way." The judge took into account the shocking nature of Boone's actions and her lack of remorse when issuing the life sentence. Prosecutor Andrew Bain stressed that Boone's video evidence and her own statements to police painted a clear picture of her guilt. Despite the conviction, Boone expressed a desire for forgiveness, speaking directly to the Torres family in a final statement, saying, quote, "I ask for your forgiveness," she said, though her plea was met with skepticism given her behavior during and after the incident. And there you go. That's the fate of Sarah Boone, going away now for life.
You know, this is an interesting thing that they brought up about how even using a suitcase is triggering. Here we just got done with the Thanksgiving holidays. People, like millions of people, travel. These people, anytime they need to go somewhere, I assume they're going to grab duffel bags. They're not going to use suitcases because it's just too fucking traumatic to grab a suitcase and zip one up, you know?
Yeah, I think if your loved one died in that way, that'd be a difficult one to kind of...
Yeah. Shit, even going through an airport.
Yeah, just like being around them.
Yeah. I mean, be like being around a bunch of caskets everywhere.
Yeah, in a weird way, I could see that.
Some people are very traumatized by by things like that. They can't put that aside. And I could see that being a thing. And to those of us who don't have any experience with a suitcase like this,
which should be most of us.
Right.
Pretty much everybody.
Yeah. I mean, this is just such a weird case from the start to the finish. Such a weird personality profile of this woman. I don't know that she intended on killing him, but in the end, she did.
I don't think she intended on it. There's a lot of cases where I think the sentences should be much stiffer, and they're not. And this one is one where I'm like, I don't know that she should be life. I don't think this was a premeditated, I'm going to kill you. I think this is probably someone who's in an abusive relationship. I think they both were abusive to each other. And this is how it ended after making poor decisions after drinking. But I don't think, I don't know. Is she a danger to society? A hell of a lot less than a lot of other people that we let out. I'll say that much. She doesn't make good choices. So yes, well, so does most of free society. So do I think she's out there going to try and kill people? No, I don't think in any way, shape, or form.
No, I don't think so either. But one thing I am noticing is a trend of alcohol being a very serious problem. It gives us a lot of show material.
Oh, yeah.
I guess maybe I lead a naive life. I mean, you and I partied a lot when you were just a wee tot back in our early radio days.
Yeah, yeah.
But we never got into trouble. I mean, shit, I bought you alcohol when you shouldn't have, you weren't 21 yet.
I think you did, yeah.
Oh, I know I did.
Yeah.
I know I did.
Yep.
Sorry, but you could handle it. I could handle it. Mm-hmm. We often went out, had martinis and shit. That's what we did.
Yeah.
Nobody died. We didn't back into somebody and kill someone. We didn't zip anybody in a suitcase.
Yeah, it was a very different time back then, before people were zipping each other in suitcases. And
we didn't do weird shit. We ate good food, drank martinis, and went, oh, fuck, I got to get up in the morning. All right, have a good night, Tony. Bye.
Yep.
Taking off.
It was pretty much that.
Yeah. Is that how most people deal with alcohol, or do we? Are there so many more cases like this out there?
There's a lot more like this. So this is
Ugh.
Yeah. A lot more.
Well, as we say in Wisconsin, drink Wisconsinably. Right?
It's the worst advice anyone could give anybody ever.
You're neck deep in a dark, twisted tale, and just as the tension peaks, bam, a commercial about some miracle diet pill breaks the spell. It's like finding a fly in your soup after the first bite. But here's the fix. True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts. You get to enjoy your crime stories without the junk. Ad-free episodes, extended interviews that go beyond the surface, and early access to all the gruesome details. It's like swapping out a can of cheap beer for a glass of fine whiskey. So search for True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe and keep the darkness flowing uninterrupted.